So today we're going to be looking at different forms of collaboration that can be done on a business process in Oracle Unifier. Specifically, we're going to be looking at comments and advancing a workflow through your email. So first off, you do want to make sure that you're in the correct project. We will be using test for this video. And then you do want to make sure that you are in administration mode. You can do that by clicking this little gear here. Once it turns blue, you'll know you're in the correct mode. The reason that we go into this mode is just so that we can take a look at the workflow for the business process we want to look at today and make sure that all of the correct permissions are set up in order for us to comment and advance the workflow through our email. So we're going to go into Setup here and click Business Process. The business process that we're going to be using today is Document Approval, so we'll double click that. This will open up the workflow section down here. Double click this workflow and it will open up the general information on this workflow. So the general information includes information such as setup name and status. Importantly, you do want to make sure that the status is set to active or else you won't be able to do much of anything in this workflow. Once you go into settings, you'll be able to see all the different steps in this workflow as were defined in UDesigner. If you go to the creation step, there is not too much you can do around here regarding permissions. The main thing you do want to do is make sure that you have an assignee set. For us, we are using the project administrators group here. For everything, most of everything else, it will be grayed out. There's not too much you can do here. You'll see email notifications are entirely disabled for this step, and there's not too much you can do in terms of commenting. Once you move into the later steps in this workflow, however, you'll have quite a few more options. So we're in the review step right now. We're going to move down to comments. This section shows the different permissions regarding comments on this step of the workflow. As you can see, there are many different types of comment permissions here, including allowing assignees to hide or unhide their own comments, allowing assignees to delete their own comments, allowing them to delete, hide, or unhide all comments, regardless of whether or not they're the ones who made them. And you can also allow CC users to add general comments and/or allow them to add hidden comments. For the purposes of this video, we have allowed all of the above. In the email notification section, you'll see the most important thing you want to check off is email response. So this is what's going to enable response via email and allow you to progress your workflow through your email. Email attachments is optional for this. It will allow you to include both record and line item attachments and include record information as an attachment. Again, this is optional, but it can be nice to have. If you are setting this email notification, you do want to make sure that up here your assignment policy is set to pre-assigned. If it isn't, your emails will not work. You do want to make sure that you have assignees set as well. Again, we have our project administrators group set. This just means that the people in this group will be able to work with this business process as well as receive emails in order to progress the workflow or take different steps, different actions regarding this workflow step. One more thing you want to pay attention to is the completion policy. If you have the completion policy set to single, that means that the first person to accept the task will control the progression. If you have it set to all majority means that all assignees must take action and majority choice will route the record. All consensus is similar to all majority in that all assignees are expected to respond, and after all respond, the consensus will choose how the BP progresses. If consensus is not reached, Unifier will use the resolving action specified down here to progress the workflow. Once you have this all set the way you like it, make sure that you do the same on the other steps of your workflow that you want these to apply to, so that you can make sure that all of these options will go through on each step of the workflow. The only steps you don't want or you don't need to add these to is the creation step and the end step. Once you have this all set up, make sure that you click Apply before you click OK. If you don't, none of these changes that you've made will be saved. So you're going to click Apply, then you're going to click OK. Once again, you do want to make sure that the status is set to active to be able to work in your business process. So now we're going to go back to user mode, which you can do by pressing this gear here. Once it turns black, you'll know you're in the correct mode. Now we're going to go over to our business process, document approval, and we'll be using the collab test record today. You're going to want to accept this record, and now I can work in it. And you'll see that there's a comments section here. So you can add general comments that everyone can see through this section, and you can also add hidden comments. So you'll see here there is a hide option that is checked off. This is according to the permissions that we set in the workflow earlier. If this checkbox is checked, then the comment you make will only be able to be seen by people who have permissions to see hidden comments. So I'm going to write a comment here, and I'm going to post it. And you'll see here that there is a little crossed out I here. That means that this is a hidden comment, and as I said before, only people with the permission to see hidden comments will be able to see this. Once you want to send this along through the workflow, through an email, you're going to click Send here. For the workflow action, I'm going to send it for additional review. And you'll see that the recipients here are from the company administrator group, as we specified earlier in the workflow. I'm going to click Send, and now it should send to my email. In my email here, you see that it will have sent and we have received it. So this is what you're going to be seeing in your email. You'll see the source name of the project that the record is in. You'll see the record number and the record title. You will also see who sent it and what it was sent for. And you'll see here there's some options you can do. So first off, you can log into Unifier and take a workflow action directly in Unifier. And you can also take an action directly from your email. So we can send it for additional review, we can approve it, we can cancel it, or we can reject it. And you'll see down here that we have the record added as a attachment down here as according to those permissions that we set in the workflow. So I'm going to send it for additional review here. Anything you add in the main body of the email will be added as a comment on that record. And it is important to note that this will be a general comment. It will not be hidden. So anyone with access to that business process will see this comment. So I'll add a comment here and I'll send it along. All right, and now this has been sent, and the action I have decided on will be sent to Unifier, so it will take that action. All right, so now we can look into our record here. And you'll see that it has been sent through for additional review, so I can once again accept it, and so can anyone with access to it. And you can see that the email comment that I left has been added to the record. So this is a great way to collaborate with the rest of your team, to make sure that everyone is on the same page, and that you can route the record and add to the workflows, get it sent along through your email. So it's nice and easy, and it's a great way to keep everyone on the same page. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.